Oh man. Now on to part 3 of my Paramount VHS and DVD collection. I'm going to delve really deep, do some really deep diving now. These are my Viacom era stuff that I have on VHS and DVD. We're going to trot those out in this video as well. I'm going to begin the lot with the Brady Bunch movie. They're back to save America from the 90s. This is one of my most widely viewed openings on YouTube. On my YouTube account. Anyway, this is a pretty good adaptation of the classic sitcom. I haven't seen the sequel, very brief sequel, but I heard that from the I read, I think, one of the original actors thought that the very brief sequel was kind of come, so I'm kind of on the fence about seeing it. But then there was the third film, which was The Brady Bunch Goes to the White House, which is strictly made for television. I had the original broadcast of that one on a blank tape, but I taped it over. And given that I heard that the third Brady Bunch film was utter shit, that may have been a blessing in disguise. Printed during the 25th week of... Oh, what was it? 25th week of 1995. And this comes to us courtesy of Pete's Place, who have their name very crudely written on this Avery label there. Next one is Clueless with Alicia Silverstone. This one has a bonus music video, Alright, by Supergrass from the Clueless soundtrack. Haven't seen this one. It's meant to be like the classic teen comedy of the 90s. This is a slightly later printing because there's a different opening to the original tape. I think I fast forwarded to the end and couldn't find the video. I'm not sure if the video is still on the tape or if I don't remember seeing it at the end of the tape. Anyway, this is a reprint from the 24th week of 1996. Next one is Johnny Depp in the Nick of Time. 90 minutes, 6 bullets, no choice. Yep, they weren't kidding. As far as the top of the box is concerned. Let's do the opening to this too, if you want to go check that out. This appears to be some sort of X-Rental. I have no idea where it came from. And it was printed during the 16th week of 1996. Next one is Primal Fear with Richard Gere. Sooner or later, a man who wears two vases forgets which one is real. This is a very good film if you haven't seen it. It's actually a Columbia House copy of the tape. I'll show it to you. Goes with the really standard labels. That was printed on December 13th, 1996. So it's obviously Columbia House printing. And obviously it's Columbia House printing because it wasn't printed in a different manner. It would be on a non-Columbia House tape of this. Next I have the remake of Sabrina with Harrison Ford, Julia Ormond, and Grant Kinnear. Sidney Pollack film. $1996 tape again. And this has an end label down there. Printed on August 11th, 1996. This is another Columbia House copy. It was actually sealed when I got it. Next I have a couple of copies of Top Gun right here. This is the the 1996 tape of it. This is the full screen copy. I'll put my own label on it because the one that this used to have had fallen off. Printed during the 44th week of 1998. And I printed down there February 27, 1998. I also have the widescreen version of Top Gun there. Has a red top, which is interesting. Nothing alone. This is actually a Columbia House copy. It's from the 29th week of 1997. Next, I have a Nick Jr. tape. This is Allegra's Window, Small is Beautiful, featuring a special song just for this video. This is a tape from 1996, I think, yeah. Hosted by Face, of course, as a lot of Nick Jr. tapes were. Well, just about all Nick Jr. tapes were hosted by Face. Tape there, and it's got the end label. Printed during the 9th week of 1997. The tapes, of course, always came in these orange shells. Then I have a Rugrats tape. I remember this. One of my all-time favorite shows, animated cartoons, from when I was a kid. And this is a Baby's Gonna Do What a Baby's Gonna Do. 4 cartoons plus 2 classic stories. Yes, it was still on the air when I was a kid. I was born in 98. And it was a very popular show when I was born. So there were a lot of tapes released of it. The shorts are from Inside Out Boy. And obviously I have a lot of tapes of Rugrats. I put a print date of June 7, 1996 down there, and this was actually printed during the 28th week of 1997. Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. tapes have pretty standardized openings. So they always open the same way, no matter what week and year code they had. But everything else Paramount did was completely different as far as openings are concerned. Like, everything, the rest of the time, you didn't know what opening you were going to get to a tape until you popped it in. Then next I have Mission Impossible, the widescreen edition, with Tom Cruise. 1996 tape of it. This is widescreen edition there. It was printed during the 42nd week of 1996. Then I have a Peanuts tape of a Charlie Brown Christmas, with it, which is an Emmy and Peabody Award winner, apparently. Here's the tape itself there. It's got the, it's a later printing because it's got the Paramount Viacom bilayer label. For some reason it says 1994 there, but they were using the Paramount in real life in 94 was using the Paramount Communications bilayer for the first half, and then went bilayer for the second half. And this was printed during the 49th week of 2003, so it's definitely later printing. Next one is John Travolta and Nicolas Cage in Face Off. In order to trap him, we must become him. It's a Paramount release here in the States, and internationally it was released by Touchstone. But their logo was not, Touchstone's logo was not on the back of this one. Comes with its own label like this. This is actually a Columbia House copy from November 19th, 1997. Next I have Grease again. It's THX certified tape. This time around. And this is from... This has a video bonus with new introspective interviews with John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, Dr. Channing, Chef Conaway, Dee Conn, director Ronald Kleiser, and producer Alan Carr. Those are all... That's at the beginning of the tape. And it still is on this one. But there were some copies that have a teaser for the Rugrats movie before it. Mine does not. Also, it's a later printing because it got the 2001 copyright on the label. And it was printed during the 4th week of 2002. Next tape is another... Well, speaking of Rugrats, there's another one of theirs. Mommy Mania. A double-length special plus 3 bonus cartoons. Once again, it comes in an orange tape. Put a print date there of, what was it? September 11, 1998. And this was printed during the 12th week of 1998. It's a bit out of range. Next tape is In and Out with Kevin Kline. Out Out Fun according to Richard Corliss of Time Magazine. There's actually this print date down here. It's an invisible ink, but it's not a Canadian copy. Printed on August 30th, 1998. Here's a Columbia House copy that I have of it. This is the person who had who gave me the whole shelf full of tapes and VHS tapes that are in the living room, if you remember from September. And this was printed on April 13th, 1998. That's from the living room shelf. Of course, In and Out is another film from Frank Oz. He pops up often in my we've bumped into some of his films a few times during the video. Some with the Muppets, some without him. Some without them. Alright. Next one is Kiss the Girls with Morgan Freeman and Ashley Judd. A detective is searching for a deadly collector. His only hope is the woman who got away. This is a tape from 1998, and it's got the 90th anniversary Paramount logo there. So it's obviously a much later thing. As you can see, because there's a 2001 copyright on the label, and no previews, I would suspect. Printed during the 23rd week of 2002. Next, I have yet another Rugrats tape here, and I put one that I played around with a box for when I was a kid. It's Angelica Knows Best, with 5 scheming stories, apparently. And, another one from 1998. And this actually is an invisible ink print date, which I can still read. But I wrote over it, so I probably can't read it as well, but I can still make it out. It's June 3rd, 1998. Oh wait, I forgot to show a 1997 tape in this video. It's a pretty common one, I would suspect. Harriet the Spy, On Your Case! Includes 2 Rugrats music videos. And this was supposed to have a secret spy decoder pin and a $5 mail-in rebate. Neither of them were in here. And someone took me off with the pen. And this is a tape from 1997. Actually. It came out February 25th, 1997 on VHS. It says 1996 on the box for some reason, and on the labels. And it was printed during the 4th week of 1997. Alright, now back into the 1980 ones. I have a pretty, one of the most common tapes that you see in thrift stores now. So I broke down and bought, these are among the most, I have a couple of copies of one of the most common thrift store items ever in my hands. Titanic, a James Cameron film. This is the regular full screen print that you usually see in thrift stores, which apparently belonged to Fred and Judy McNeil. I'm gonna put my hand over their name, their fellow Tucsonans, and I'm not sure if they still live in this address or not. But in case they do, just gotta block the address here. May have been too late for that. But, here are your 2 cassettes. This is what they come in. Get in front of them. Let's start with cassette 1. This is very elaborately packaged. Printed during the 31st week of 1998 for this part. And this is 20th Century Fox. This was released by Fox overseas. This is the second tape in the set. And it was printed during the 32nd week of 1998. Less commonly found, but I managed, is the widescreen tape of Titanic. So here's the first cassette of the widescreen release from the 30th week of 1998. As you can see, there are different colors, which will help you tell the widescreen. The full screen print comes in a blue color. The widescreen tape comes in a gold color. Now here's the second one. Actually got a thing in there. Get the Sprint video cassette you just purchased free when you switch to Sprint Sense Day Long Distance. That's the thing there. This was the highest grossing film of all time before Avatar. And there's the mailing card to Shawnee Mission, Kansas. That's part 2. 31st week of 1998. They're trying to get him back in there. Next I have, this is a childhood favorite of mine, another one. This time from Nick Jr., Blue's Birthday. Play along with Blue. You're invited to a Blue's Clues birthday party with a special video bonus just for you. This is a release from 1998 again. Memories. This is actually a later printing, because I got the 2000 copyright label in the Viacom byline. Printed during the 38th week of 2000, so this was obviously one of the last tapes, one of the last tape printings to have the orange shell on it. Next one is Deep Impact. Oceans Rise, Cities Fall, Hope Survives. There were two, I think, end of the world themed movies that came out in '98. This one and Armageddon. I heard this was the more I read that this was the more scientifically accurate one, but I haven't seen Armageddon. I don't have Armageddon anywhere in the house. This was printed on purchased from Blockbuster on July 25th, 1999. It's got their end label on the bottom, but it's upside down for some reason. This was a Paramount film here in the States, and internationally it was released by DreamWorks. But the rights came full circle when Paramount bought the pre-2006 live-action DreamWorks library. This was printed during the 41st week of 1998. Next tape that I have is the Rugrats movie, the original full-length hit movie. A delight, says the New York Times. So, bonus short, Cat Dog. And I'd be a bit worried if it wasn't a full-length hit movie. That'd be a bit ripped off. Says 98 on the back, but this actually came out March 30th, 1999. And it was printed during the 9th week of 1999. It's pretty hard to read the thing that I put down there. Next one is 48 Hours with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. This one's on DVD. I'm going to mix in the DVDs with this part. Paramount got into releasing DVDs in November 1998. And this is one of the earliest ones from January 1999. This was released, and I checked. This one is in in the early days. They just used these really plain labels for their disc. Look kind of like this. Next one is Virtuosity. Justice needs a new program, apparently. It's a really good cyber thriller if you haven't seen it. This is a 1995 film. This is a 1999 DVD of it. Now, the early DVDs of Paramount films just have theatrical trailers on them. There's this. Then I have The Golden Child, another good film, great film if you haven't seen it. Eddie Murphy's the chosen one. Another 1999 release, so it just has the trailer on it. And this is a boring greatest reprint from 2006, I believe. Yep, 2006. The original would have had a similarly plain label. Next DVD, VHS rather, is this is a very funny film that I would recommend. Election, with Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon. Reading, Writing, Revenge. It's an MTV release to Paramount. MTV Bonafide release to Paramount. 1999 release. And this has a thing in there for the chance to win a trip to Hollywood to attend the MTV Movie Awards. Let's see what this entails. We got everything there. 2 tickets to attend the 2000 MTV Movie Awards and post-awards party on June 3rd, 2000. Round trip air and transportation for 2 to Los Angeles. 3-day, 2-night stay in Hollywood, California. Transportation to and from the LA airport. Limousine service and to and from the awards gala. And $500 spending money. Plus, 70 first prize winners will receive a copy of the hit soundtrack CD from the motion picture Varsity Blues, and there's the back of it with the official rules and stuff. Which is really long. Entries to be received May 5th, 2000. And this was printed during the 8th week of 2000, I think. And it's got the Paramount Comedy Collection trailer at the beginning. So this is not the original printing, which would have had a slightly different opening with a different set of previews at the beginning. Well, would have had a different set of previews at the beginning. The original pressing would. Here's a tape of one of the films that was trailer of the original pressing. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. Uh-oh. The critically acclaimed full-length feature film. Once again, I'd be a bit worried if it wasn't. Parents, be advised that South Park is intended for mature audiences. As if we couldn't detect that from the quote. From Richard Corliss of Time magazine. Here's the back. And we could also detect that it was for mature audiences with the description. So we had no need for that sticker on the front. I have no idea why it was put on there in the first place. This is a 1999 release. Distributed internationally by Warner Brothers. And the Italian DVD of it, obviously, if I had ordered that, it would have been in my Warner Collection video. Under international releases. This one's got a Hollywood Video End label. And it was printed during the 40... Hold on. 46th week of 1999. This is a very good film if you haven't seen it. Here's yet another Rugrats tape. Discover America. With 4 adventure-bound cartoons, apparently. Sorry about that. Collect all the Rugrats videos, it says there. It's a 2000 tape. Has a 2001 on the label there. And it was printed during the 34th week of 2001. So this comes in a black shell. At some point down the line, Nickelodeon tape stopped using the orange shell and went for the standard black one. Anyway, this is this still has the original opening to it because again, Nickelodeon tapes had pretty much the same opening no matter what week in year code they have. Well, compilations that Nick did, that is. Next, we're back on the DVD front for a few titles from 2000. First of them is Rosemary's Baby. This is from 2000. This has the original DVD catalog in there. Let's see what it offers. Addams Family, Apocalypse Now, Braveheart, Bringing Out the Dead, Days of Thunder, Deep Impact, Double Jeopardy, Face Off, General's Daughter, Hunt for October, Kiss the Girls, Mission Impossible, Naked Gun for the Files of Police Squad, Nashville, Next Best Thing, Patriot Games, Payback, Rugrats Movie, Runaway Bride, The Saint, Shane, Sleepy Hollow, Snake Eyes, South Park Maybe Longer Than Uncut Thing. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, First Contact, Insurrection. Star Trek The Original Series, discs. Superstar, Talented Mr. Ripley, Ten Commandments, Titanic, Virgin Suicides, Witness, The Wood, and Tom Cruise Action Pack. Locally is from the same year this came out, which is 2000. This is the August 2000 catalog. And this has a nice ad. I like this ad on the back of it. It says a guy on the top that says, "I want the name of the guy who's giving away our DVDs for free, and I want it now! Act now." Obviously, this offer won't last forever. Let's see, the grand prize is a trip or two to Hollywood, California, or first prize, a copy of each DVD in Paramount's DVD library as of December 31st, 2000, not including gift sets. First 200 runner-up winners will each receive an exclusive extra long sleeve Paramount t-shirt. No purchase necessary to enter sweepstakes. Expires June 29, 2001. Free DVD offer expires March 31st, 2001. And there are the official rules. And here's a scene selection card. Rosemary's Baby, of course, a classic. There's the disc itself. Horror classic if you haven't seen it. Next one are the 3 Naked Gun movies. Yes, I have all 3 on DVD now, as you saw in the surprise video that I did earlier this month. Here's the first Naked Gun movie. This has the theatrical trailer and group commentary. I think all 3 of them have the theatrical trailer and group commentary as the extras. And they have the plain label that looks like this. This is the recently acquired Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. There's the disc itself, which is very colorful. Has similar rainbow patterns to my Nutty Professor DVD. And it's got the scene selection card, and it also has a catalog, but it's the same one for the Rosemary's Baby DVD, so I'm not going to get that out for you. Next one is Naked Gun 33 and the Third, The Final Insult. Once again, same extras. And very plain disc again. Apparently purchased from Electronics Boutique. Somewhere I am known for $6.99, and someone marked it down to $3 at some point. Next I have Snow Day. Something closed, school shut, rules remain to be frozen. I think that's roads closed. Yeah, roads closed, schools shut, rules remain to be frozen. This is a tape from 2000. And it's got this top there. There's a tile curly runner on the label, which is pointless because the tile's already on the label. This comes from the People's Choice Video Express in Tucson, Arizona. Not sure, Tucson. The C should be right next to the U, and the S should be next to the C, if you're going to spell it right. Printed during the 7th week of 2000. No, 37th week of 2000. Sorry about that. And the most commonly found tape of this is the special edition, which I don't have. This is the original rental version, I think. The rental and the special edition tape have the same opening, I think. Or I don't remember how. I don't remember how the two opened between each two. What was in between each two, as far as openings were concerned. Next, I had this on VHS at some point, but I lost the VHS, so I just stick with the DVD of it. So just have the DVD of it. Blue's big musical movie. Play and think along with Blue in her very first movie. This is where I first heard the name Ray Charles, who became one of my all-time favorite artists, I think. Eventually. It's got the, and I need to get more of Ray's albums, by the way. And I loved his biopic, Ray, which you saw in another video. It's got two DVD ROM games for Blue's Clues, which are similar to the ones I had on the computer when I was a kid. It's got the I Could Be Anything I Want to Be music video, and there it is, music video, backstage at Blue's Clues, and do it by guessing game, which is super duper fucking easy, which is pretty easy. It's a preschool DVD, so I had to watch my language there. It's got the scene selection card. And it's got the ads for the Rugrats movie, Peanuts, and Peanut stuff on the back. Next, I have the artwork is. Next one is we're back to the VHS front. Next one is Rules of Engagement. A hero should never have to stand alone. So it's got Tommy Lee Jones and Samuel L. Jackson. It's a tape from 2000, and I think, yeah, 2000. Wow, what a great film, according to Larry King. And someone took it out of a blockbuster, but I don't see a blockbuster date on the back, so someone appears to have confiscated it from blockbuster and actually covered up the blockbuster logo. Which is, but I'm not fooled by that. And it was printed during the 38th week of 2000. Next is a film I want to see at some point. Wonder Boys. With Michael Douglas, Tobey Maguire, Frances McDormand, Katie Holmes, and Robert Downey Jr., which has 3 Academy Award nominations, and it's on over 100 top 10 lists. So it must have been a really good movie. I have to check this one out. So I can watch for myself. Purchased from Blockbuster on June 11th, 2001. Someone wanted to check it out too. It's got the Blockbuster end label there. And it was printed during the 49th week of 2000. Next tape is a Nick Jr. one. Nick Jr.'s Imagine That with Dora the Explorer, Blue's Clues, Little Bill, or let's see, Little Bill created by the disgraced Bill Cosby, and a bonus Rugrats episode. There's a tape. 37th week of 2001. This, I think, is a sampler tape. Next, I have a DVD that's really beat up of Ghost with Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. It's a really beat up DVD, unfortunately. The theatrical trailer, remembering the magic retrospective, and a commentary. Really, really beat up, and the disc is in even worse shape. But it comes in, at least it comes in a nice purple disc. Next I have the Rugrats. The Rugrats in Paris, the movie, on VHS and DVD, released on April 6, 2001, and but they still have a date of 2000 on the back for some reason. Well, this, yeah, it is 2000. But the tape actually came out April 6, 2000. This was purchased from Blockbuster on December 10th, 2001, so this is a rental. But the opening is pretty much indistinguishable from the retail tape. Or most other tapes of it. Someone ripped off the Blockbuster end label there. Printed during the 8th week of 2001. And the case doesn't even properly close. It just goes like this for some reason. Now I have the DVD of it here. Of all three Rugrats movies on Italian DVD, I'm going to show them to you in this video, or somewhere down the line in this video. This is 2 theatrical promotional spots, theatrical trailer, sound effects showcase, 2 alternate endings, Baha Men music video, and the DVD-ROM extras, Chucky Chan and Mama Mia, which are just direct rips from the online games that were spun out from this. Nice colorful label there, got babies there. Okay, next tape, DVD, is Beverly Hills Cop, the Special Collector's Edition. Released from 2001. It's got the Paramount comedy thing in there. Eddie Murphy DVDs promoted in there. And other comedies on DVD. And the Kings and Queens of Comedy. Coming Soon, Zoolander goes on there. And there's the scene selection card. Here's the disc itself. One of the first to have the Paramount DVD logo at the top. Next one is Dan Aykroyd, Jane Curtin, and Coneheads. This is a 2001 release. Another 2001 one. This just has the theatrical trailer on it. But it's got a nice artwork on it. Disc. And the next one is Mel Gibson and Helen. I'm sorry, the next one is Mel Gibson, Helen Hunt, and What Women Want. Icon released to Paramount. It's got 2 theatrical trailers, cast and crew interviews, behind the scenes featurette, and a commentary for the director and production designer. And here's the disc itself. That's the reminder release. Next one is Soap Dish with Sally Field, Kevin Kline, Robert Downey Jr., Catherine Moriarty, and Whoopi Goldberg. This had 2010 artwork when 2011 artwork when I got it, but I then took it out and put it in the 2001 artwork because this had the original 2001 disc inside. And I think it came out on 9/11, which is unfortunate. Or at least the files were created then. Either that or the files were created on 9/11. I have no idea. Unfortunate either way. Next I have Bad News Bears, a classic comedy about growing up. It's a DVD from 2001. And there are no extras to be seen anywhere on the disc. And it's a 2006 reprint. And on we go now to Focus. This is a really good film if you haven't seen it. Thunder, Head of Suspense anyway, with William H. Macy and Laura Dern. Arthur Miller's most controversial work, as it says there. DVD from 2002. Here's the disc itself. Well, it's supposed to have the 90th anniversary artwork at least. Some of them do, some of them don't. I have no idea how many do or don't. But wait, I still have unfinished business with the 2001s. Next one is Sabrina from the Audrey Hepburn collection. This is a commemorative edition. And you wouldn't know it until you got the tape out, but this actually is a demo tape. It says they're for distributor promotional use only, not for sale, rental, or public duplication or public performance. This is the original 54 version. It has the demo tape warning scroll at the beginning, and it also has the a time code during the film, and it also has a occasional presence of a copyright stamp reading copyright 2000 Paramount Pictures on it. Anyway, the print date is January 9th, 2001. Next one, Rugrats Sticking in Diapers, Rugrats Babies Volume 2. I have no idea where I have the DVD. I had the DVD once of the both parts, both halves of the Decking in Diapers volumes, but I don't know if I still have it or if it just vanished out of thin air. But in case it vanished out of thin air Monday, I will have to see about buying the DVD of it again, and it'll be in a future surprise video. This is one of the last Nickelodeon teams, one of the very last Nickelodeon teams to have the orange label, if not the very last. And it was printed on during the 27th week of 2001, so it's definitely one of the very last Nick tapes to have the week to have the orange shell on it. Got another early O2 DVD here to show you. This is Zoolander with a very bad, a Warner reprint thereof, with a very badly reprinted back cover. And obviously it's 2006 reprint. Because it was a boring gray disc. The original would have had artwork on it. And you have Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius once again on VHS and DVD. This is the VHS of it. Now I quite like the TV show that this was spun off from, so a reason to believe that I'll like the movie if I rewatch it again. It's got 2 music videos, Leave It Up to Me by Aaron Carter and Kids in America from No Secrets. And this is a 2002 release. Actually, this is a Canadian copy. It's got the white ink label on it, which Paramount started using on their Canadian tapes around 2000 or 2001. It says, it has the warning there, it ends in Canada and its provinces. And this one was printed on, let's turn on the light for this one. It's in invisible ink again. May 10th, 2002. A little bit hard to see these invisible ink print dates, at least with that kind of light, without the aid of the phone flashlight for me, anyway. Without that aid, it's a little bit hard to see these print dates. And here's the DVD I have of it, which has not only those videos on it, but also has 12 promotional spots, which I remember really enjoying when I was a kid, and 7 DVD round games, the teaser and the theatrical trailer. Here's the scene selection card and the disc itself. Make sure I got that close all the way. Then I have, well, it's pretty scratched up by now, but this is Urban Cowboy, 2002 DVD of it, with outtakes and rehearsal footage. Here's the disc again. Now onto the VHS tapes. The rest of the VHS tapes I have from 2002, beginning with SpongeBob SquarePants Nautical Nonsense, which is, I think, one of only two SpongeBob-related things that I have on DVD. I have Where's Gary on DVD, but I couldn't be arsed getting it out for you now. That one's in a blue case, and I couldn't bother getting it out, so you may see that in a future video if I bother to find it in time. It's got the Rip Pants, SB129, Texas, The Graveyard Shit, Something Smells. Classic episodes of SpongeBob on there. And this was printed during the 50th week of 2002. Next is Clock Stoppers. What if you had the power to stop time? It's a 2002 tape of it. It's actually there's a week in year code on the side. It's from the 21st week of 2003. Next tape is It's Joe Time. So who's coming to live with Blue? You could probably figure that out. That question is pretty damn easy to answer. Well, pretty darn easy to answer, isn't it? Once again, I had to watch my language. This is a 2002 release. Printed during the 40th week of 2002. Next one is a Blockbuster. It's from the only tape I have in Blockbuster's multi-label series, Kid Mungus, where they take a couple of separately released, usually preschool-oriented videos, and then just mash them together to form a single rental tape. Join Blue to play over 95 minutes of Blue's Clues. This is a bit Blue and just for you. Blue's Big News. That's volume 7 of the series. I don't have any of the other volumes. It has Blue's Big News, read all about it, and Blue's Big News, the baby's here. And this was purchased October 17th of some year. Probably 2004, because it was paid for on October 26th of that year. And it was printed during the 23rd week of 2002. Next one is a Hollywood Video X rental of We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. First film ever released with the 2002 Paramount logo on it. And one of only two theatrically released films I have with it. It was with the Hollywood Video N label, and it was printed during the 30th week of 2002. Then I have a sports tape on Paramount. This is interesting. It's going to be interesting. Maryland's March, the official 2002 NCAA championship video. This is from CBS Video, or CBS Sports, as it says on the front. This one doesn't have any previews on it, from what I checked. And it was printed during the 16th week of 2002. Next one was released very late in 2002. It came out December 31st, so it was almost a 2003 VHS of Hey Arnold the Movie. A Big Problem Calls for a Big Head, apparently. I remember I like watching the television show is one that I like to watch when I get the chance to do it. But I haven't seen the film in its entirety yet. Heard it was either as good as the TV show or not as good as the TV show, and nothing in between. Printed during the 50th week of 2002. I also have a caseless copy, but I couldn't be arsed to get it out for you now. But I will show it if I have the sanity to do it. But it's around here somewhere. Oops, I forgot I had this out. Black Sheep with Chris Farley and David Spade, best known for Gene Siskel walking out on it, which accounts for why there's no bonus features on it. Or may account for why there's no bonus features on it, I don't know. There are a couple of 2003 tapes I have. One of them is on VHS front. One of them is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. One of them is Lying, so is the other. I should find that at the top of the shelf at Goodwill one day. And I picked it up. This was printed during the, well, the week in year code's actually upside down. 22nd week of 2003. I actually really like this movie. Next one is the only Lara Croft Tomb Raider movie I have, The Cradle of Life. Which appears to be someone apparently stamped their own UPC code readout onto it. That's the existing UPC code. Has two music videos. Did My Time, as recorded by Korn, and Heart Go Faster by the Dewey Brothers. Printed during the 41st week of 2003. Next one is yet another Blue's Clues tape. Blue Takes You to School. Play and learn along with Blue at school and at home too. From 2003. I actually colored in the label of some of these tapes when I was a kid. This was one of the tapes that I colored in the label for. This is a recycled tape, 29th week of 1998. And it was taped over during the 29th week of 2003, rather. Other 2003 things I have on DVD this time. First name is Wuthering Heights. Emily Blunt's Wuthering Heights with Julia Binoche and Ralph Fiennes. It was purchased from Blockbuster on October 26, 2008. One of the more recent Blockbuster stickers I have. There are no extras on here. Just technical specifications in the special features box. And this has the Blockbuster logo inside the case. Next one is a Canadian copy of The Last of the Red Hot Lovers with Alan Arkin. You can tell this is a Canadian copy because it has widescreen collection in English and French. And the title in English and French. And the description in English and French. This is a 2003 release. And once again, no extras. Just the specifications and special features menu. And it's got the scene selection card though. And there's the disc itself, which is the which was used in the cases of both US and Canadian DVDs from Paramount. So it wouldn't have made much difference. So, oh, the sleeve is how you tell them apart. Next one, I just have this on DVD. This is the third Rugrats movie, but I just have it on DVD. I don't have it on VHS. It's Rugrats Go Wild. You have to be really careful if you see Jim Ferguson's name on the box up. Well, I do anyway, because I have an interesting take on Jim Ferguson. He's a very prominent local TV personality, or at least one, the most well-known one here in Tucson that has something to do with movies. Um, he does interviews before the feature starts about upcoming movies at the Roadhouse, and he also does interviews on K-Gun 9 with various Hollywood celebrities. And he does movie reviews from time to time. But you have to be really so I can respect him for for his prominence, but here in Tucson. But then I have to be really careful of him when I go to the store, because most of the movies that he gets quoted on either have really mixed or negative reviews, or are considered among the worst ever made. So I have to be really careful about him when I go to the thrift store. In this case, I heard this was the worst in the entire Rugrats series, despite him saying that it's maybe the best Rugrats adventure ever. On the front cover. Next one is Leap of Faith with Steve Martin and Deborah Winger. This is a DVD from 2003. And there's no extras on here. The extras on the Rugrats Go Wild DVD are the deleted scenes, alternate ending, behind the scenes feature, interactive game, and the game demo for Windows computers. Here's first two seasons. I only have the first two seasons of South Park on Paramount DVDs. So this is the first season, 2004. This is what we replaced the Warner DVDs with when they wouldn't work. When most of them wouldn't anyway. Comes on 3 discs. And all the extras are carried over from the Warner DVD. And my mom's kind of skeptical about the replacement discs for seasons. Anyway, so next I have the second season of South Park. This is from 2004. Boys drawn with beards, that's pretty funny. That's the second season, which has the only South Park episode I have off-air recording of to date on VHS, which is Chef Aid. I recorded because I have Meatloaf in it. Disc 3, I like all 3 of these actually line up with the artwork. That's pretty impressive. We can put these back in, which isn't too much of a hassle to do that. Next, I have Footloose with Kevin Bacon, Laurie Sr., Diane Weiss, and John Lithgow. This one is a special collector's edition. And this is from 2004 with the Footloose songs that tell a story, a documentary, Footloose, a modern musical in 2 parts, and commentaries from Kevin Bacon, Craig Sedan, and Dean Pitchford. Here it is. And yes, another DVD with all 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Damn it. Next one is Without a Paddle with Seth Green, Matthew Lillard, and Dex Shepard. And this one, the thing here covers the week in year code, but I can still read it. 30. What was this? 39th week of 2004, I think that's supposed to be reading. Called The Wild, the Thrill, Adventure, the Mistake of a Lifetime. And there's a thing rattling in there, which is odd because it's a 2004 tape. 2005, rather. actually 2005 tape, so I was showing this a bit out of order there, but that won't be too much of a concern to you. Next one is a Specials Collector's Edition of School of Rock. This is another Canadian copy, because it's got the title in English and French, and the thing at the top is in English and French. And this is a DVD from 2004 again, with extras, including the a lot of extras, too many to name here. Then I have a Paycheck, the Special Collector's Edition, for $7.99. This actually has had a blockbuster sticker. I still have it, but it fell off the DVD. It was purchased from there on September 15th, 2004. Now let's sit down here and show you, and I'll show you the disc. And it was released by DreamWorks International, but once again the rights came full circle when the pre-2006 library was bought out by Paramount. There, I got it to close. Now I have the first Godfather movie on DVD. I don't have any of the sequels on DVD. Just have the first one. That's good enough for me because I have all three on VHS. Then I have the complete first season on DVD of Touched by an Angel. And this is from 2004 again. I have all the seasons of the show on DVD. My mom has all the seasons of the show on Australian DVD. Okay? So here's disc 1, 2, 3. I'm rushing through them quickly. And 4. Next I have Fairly Odd Parents Superhero Spectacle, the 10 superhero episodes, created by the disgraced Bush Harmon, of course. It's got Crimson Chin stills on there. I remember growing up with this show a lot, but the creator is an asshole. He has a real scumbag of a creator, but it's a great show. Next one is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, which I really like. Another great film if you haven't seen it. It's got the commentary from Brad Summerling, and the real Lemony Snicket commentary, bad beginning stuff, orphan scenes, and the DVD. It's a very hilariously demented movie, and if you've put in the DVD in the player, and if you've gone past the previews and warning on the DVD, the menu's just as bizarre. Just as the menu is just as demented, and so is the description of the DVD. Next I have Mean Girls, which has the commentary from Tina Fey, Lorne Michaels, Mark Waters, 3 featurettes, blooper reel, deleted scenes, and interstills. It's a 2004 release, and it comes in a blurring J disc. It's a water reprint. Next I have a VHS and a DVD of Alfie. The DVD's full screen, and it's a Canadian copy. We'll get to that later. Me, a man who never met a woman he didn't love. Here's the back of it. They put it in an orange clamshell to fit it better with the artwork. This comes from the Glen Ellen Public Library in Glen Ellen, Illinois, and it was printed on during the 8th week of 2005. There's a DVD, which is, again, full screen, and has too many extras to name here. There's the disc. Stuffer Wives, 2004 remake, which my mom liked. And there's no description on the back, surprisingly, but it's got a nice, pretty positive quotes, which is amazing because it didn't get really that positive reviews. And the most recent Paramount tape I have with the Awaken Your Code, the 20th week of 2005 it's from. Then I have a Curious Babies tape, Let's Make Music, which I only got because it's a 2005 tape, and those are incredibly hard to find. Otherwise, I'm going to be bothering with something like this. Not my department. Printed on September 19th, 2005, actually. And the final Paramount VHS I have to show you for you is My Little Pony: The Princess Promenade, which is actually a Hasbro licensed entertainment production from Generation 3. And this is a 2006 tape of it. And print date is March 10th, 2006. So in the next part, I'll show you my post VHS era Paramount releases. Oh wait, I forgot to show you some of them here. Why don't I go ahead and do that? There are 2 more DVDs to show you here. Twisted is one of them. This is from the living room shelf. 2004 release. And it's got 3 featurettes, cutting room floor commentary, deleted scenes, and a commentary by the director. Here's the disc itself. Four Brothers is the other one. This is a pretty good film if you haven't seen it. It's got a commentary by director John Singleton. Look at Four Brothers, correcting Four Brothers behind the Brotherhood. Murder House Shootout, 9 deleted scenes, theatrical trailer. And that's about it. That's it. For this part, anyway. Alright, that really is it for this part. I'll see you in the next part.